We will move the American embassy to the eternal capital of the Jewish people, Jerusalem.
America stands with Israel.
Are you keeping an eye on Jerusalem?
I am.
Why is that?
So key to the future. Prophecy of what will happen in the end times.
Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise to Yahawah, bahasham, yahawashi, bahasham, quadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who are teaching us truth and sincerity, and a shout out to Yakim that's out there on four corners of the earth proclaiming this truth. Bracha the Yahawah, bracha the yahawashi, bahasham, quadash, bracha atham. So this is Magog being a guard down unto Syria, northern Syria, and all the other places. Pretty much Russia's setting up their military bases, as you've seen in the previous video at South Front. And this is RNU videos, and here's a lot of their military, man. And you know eventually, though, that they will be going to war with the United States over the oil. You know, Operation Syrian Oil Fields of Donald J. Trump. You know, so yeah, man, we're seeing the very tail end of this. You know, yesterday got into a bit about the false prophet, Christianity. You know, which is a dividend of the Catholic Church. You know, and all of its lies. You know, just tearing down all the strongholds, but yet we're seeing all the men of war draw near. And we're seeing them come up. And I have more. Yep, and this is the patrol there, man. I'm telling you, though, pretty much, though, you know that Amalek already moved in the Syrian oil field, so you know that at least the flock is drawing everybody into this war. And so Russia's protecting the Syrian government, from those Syrian democratic forces, which the United Snakes, which is really the cabal, Amalek.
Çok memnun oldum.
Magog is just being thou guard unto them, I mean, what can rocks do anyways, Of course they're not going to like it. Because, of course, the terrorists were hiding amongst the Kurdish region, protected by America. So, of course, they're not going to like Russia patrolling the area. But unlike Amalek, Russia's not firing back at them. Of course, you won't see this footage on CNN. Syria, while we've had the other distractions, the fires, which I think that I'll switch over and try to see if I can find anything on the fires. Hold on a second. Well, it looks like there's a media blackout. I'm looking at these videos. I pulled it up to do an update, and here it is, man. 5 days ago, 6 days ago, 3 days ago. I mean, that's the latest. Yeah, okay, I already knew about this. Trump to pull federal aid for devastating California wildfires. Yeah, so it's just not in the news anymore. Okay, 2 days ago. And of course climate change, in which we know that that's a New World Order agenda. Climate change, you hear that a lot. So pretty much, man, they're not even talking about it anymore. You got all this other distractions, but that doesn't mean that these fires ain't there. So let me see what else I can pull up with. Alright, so this is about what I could find. I guess the three in the orange are the ones that are still active fires. So there's like 3 there. Yeah, so this one here, here, and here. All the others show containment. Okay, so, yeah, see, Hellfire 100% contain, Easy Fire 100%, Kincaid Fire 100%, Getty Fire 100%, Maria Fire 100%, Ranch Fire is only 30%, and Taboose Fire 75%, and Cal Fire 30%. So that's about what's there as far as the fires. So the other ones are contained, of course. Well, you and I both know that. Okay, this ranch fire was actually here in Tehama County, which is not too far from Shasta County, so this ain't too far from me. Yeah, I was able to smell the smoke a little bit during the week, you know. But yeah, that is 30% contained, so that's the one that's closer to where I'm at. And then the Cal Fire is 30% also. So either way, though, they're not even talking about these fires anymore, but it was all over the news not so long ago.
Alright, first off, we're going to give all praises to Yahawah, bahasham, yahawashi, bahasham, quadash, the water Yahweh, bahasham, yahawashi, for allowing us to do another video with their spirit, the water Yahweh, bahasham, yahawashi, for giving us this truth as worms. Double honors to our apostles and elders at Great Millstone, and salutation and blessings to the hopeful elect. And this from this clip, from this movie Rising Dion, and I do not own this copy of this clip. I don't want no copyright infringement, YouTube. I don't own this, alright? I'm gonna just let it play.
So yeah, I don't know.
What's wrong? What happened?
I just stopped a teacher from trying to suspend Dion.
What? Why?
He said Dion tried to start a fight with this skater kid.
And he just assumed it was Dion.
I don't know why he put him in that school. Just please don't.
Sorry. Have you talked to Dion about it yet?
Not yet.
But you're going to talk to him, right? He needs to know.
I don't know. I mean, he's so young, and I just...
Girl, you sound just like Mama.
Oh, you did not just tell me that.
This is Dillard's all over again.
But we were in high school when that happened.
He needs to know what he's up against. You think you're protecting him? You're throwing him to the wolves.
He's 7 years old. He's in a new school. He's got no friends, and he just lost his dad. I'm supposed to tell him that the world's gonna slap him down every chance it gets?
Yes.
You would start a new video.
Yeah, there you go. You got it.
It's rolling. God, shalom. We just turned it back this way. So basically, you saw the clip. You had the Israelite mother. You know, the popular show, Raising Dion. You know, the child, he's blessed with, you know, spiritual power. He experienced in this world. That's what you're gonna face growing up in this world. He's experienced some racism, and his mother tried to hide it. Try to hide him from that. You know, she didn't want to be upfront and honest about it. And you got a lot of that with Jake nowadays. And that's why I'm going to just get a scripture. Hey, look. I'm just get the scripture. I ain't going to say, hey. Fuck it, dude. Sirach chapter 30, verse 1. It says, you know, I'm going to end up jumping down. I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, he that loveth his son causeth him oft to feel the rod, that he may have joy of him in the end. He that chastiseth his son shall have joy in him, and shall rejoice of him among his acquaintances. Verse 3, he that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice of him. So being strict, being tough on your Israelite children, that's something that you're supposed to do. And she didn't want to, you know, put him up to par. It says, he that teaches his son grieveth his enemy. Why? Because you keep your seed aware of who the enemy is. You don't tell your children who the devil is, they're going to go out and befriend these fucking devils and fall through all types of calamities. But you let them know who the devil is. The devil isn't going to be able to get over on them. Alright, pull all types of tricks on them, like the average Jake. That's why the average Israelite nowadays is so far gone into Esau-Edom society. They weren't grown up taught like the most of us. We weren't taught otherwise until we either came to this truth, or unless you had some, you know, cutthroat parents like that. You got some, Mark?
Yeah, this is Sirach 40 and verse 1. Great travail is created for every man, and a heavy yoke is upon the sons of Adam. For from the day that they go out their mother's womb till the day that they return to the mother of all things. So the sons of Adam, basically going into the children of Israel, we suffer many great perils, man. From the day a Jake is born to the day they die, it's just great perils. Great sufferings is upon the children of Israel. Why? Because of their sins and their transgression. But like the woman said, she said, you got to let them know what he up against. Because the whole world is against the Israelites. The whole entire world. That's why it says, who shall bemoan thee, O Israel? No one cares. No one cares about the nation of Israel. No one has a thought in mind about, oh, they're suffering all this affliction and all this peril. No one cares. But you got it.
No, I was just gonna say, because according to the law, you can not translate, but you can use you have certain laws, right? Basically, if you saw a ditch and and your neighbor, his ox is about to fall into the ditch, or your neighbor, he's about to fall into the ditch, and if you didn't say anything, you can be held accountable for that person, going down. So basically, if you see some evil up ahead, and especially, the prophets, you're supposed to warn the people. All right, so it can even spread that way. We see the danger, we warn the people. That's why we go out and do this. That's how we woke up to our elders and apostles. That whole, oh man, let me not say nothing. He just gotta grow up. That's why all these kids is homosexuals, lesbians. That's why the average Jake is just a sissy. All right, talk all the biggest smack, carry 10 pistols, couldn't fist fight a bird up off of him. All right, our people are destroyed because of what? A lack of knowledge. What's one of the sayings in the world? Knowing is half the battle. What's one of the things you need to know? Who the fuck your enemy is. Otherwise, you're gonna befriend them. Yeah, and the people that are for your benefit, you're gonna make enemies, and the people that are for your downfall, you're gonna make them your friends.
This is Sirach 12 and verse 10. Never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his weakness. Yeah. And your enemy, for you people who don't know, you're the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Your enemy is the so-called white man, Esau, Edom, and all these other nations. Is you against the world. It says that. It says the birds are around about thee are against thee. Everyone is against the children of Israel. Your enemy is the world. It's the world. It's everyone. It's your Ishmaelite best friend. It's your Edomite best friend. They're your enemies, man. Because like the scriptures say, if they have need of thee, they will use thee.
Even the 2/3. You gotta the 2/3 is our nigga. Hey, come over here, cuz. The next thing you know, you fucking dead, and your pockets is empty, and you dead. Somebody moved in your house. All right, that's all right. This is Sirach. I'm gonna just keep going. Fuck it. This is Sirach 30. I'm gonna start at verse 4. It says, though his father died, yet he is as though he were not dead, for he hath left one behind him that is like himself. Speaking about the Israelites, all right, or how you're supposed to bring up your lineage. And one of the examples that come to mind, look at the Maccabees. Did Mattathias, was he in that coon spirit? Oh, let's just let these everybody just eat pork. Don't say nothing. No, what the fuck did he do? He stood up. He slew that bastard. All right, that was on that idolatrous, abominable BS, and he told his sons in the last several verses of the very first chapter. He told his sons, "Hey, look, y'all fucking die for you die for these laws, statutes, and commandments. This is what separates us from the rest of these heathens. That's what yahawah, bahasham, yahawashi gave us. That's what makes us the morning star. All right, yahawashi. Everything that all the promises that the Heavenly Father has given us, has given to us. All right, and if you're willing to neglect that and forsake that just for some friendship with a heathen, hey, you're not worthy of it. That's why a lot of Jake gonna die."
This is Deuteronomy 13 and verse 6. If thy brother the son of thy mother, and or thy son, or thy daughter, or the wife of thy bosom, or friend, which is as thy own soul, entreat thee secretly, saying, let us go and serve other gods, which thou hast not known, that thou nor thy fathers, namely of the gods of the people which are round about you, nigh unto thee, or far off from thee, from the one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth. Thou shalt not consult unto him, nor hearken unto him, neither shall thy eye pity him, neither shall thou spare, neither shalt thou consult him, but thou shalt surely kill him. Thy hand shall be first upon him to put him to death, and afterwards the hand of all the people. So if anyone is telling you to worship other gods, which all these other nations, they try to get us to worship their other gods. If anyone tells you to worship a god besides yahawah, bahasham, yahawashi, you're supposed to destroy them. You're supposed to be first upon them. You're supposed to kill them. And that's what, and following Martin Luther King, following what's that fucking sit down on a bus lazy black bitch,
Rosa Parks.
Rosa Parks, as following people like Rosa Parks, following people like that, that's trusting your enemy, man. Yeah. Because they were for your downfall, man. They was not for your benefit. Rosa Parks was not for the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans' benefit. Neither was Martin Luther King. Because we're supposed to be separated, man. We're supposed to be a separate people from all these people. Because everyone hates us at the end of the day. Who wants another nation being over them? And when we're established, we're going to be over other nations, man. So that makes them our enemies, man. They're not our friends. They're not our companions. When they seen us go down, when they watched us fall, when the nation of Israel fall, all these other nations, who says, oh, let's go help them out. Let's go help out the nation of Israel. They need some help over there. The Edomites beating them up too bad. No, they hop in on Esau's side. And Lamentation, it says they rejoice. So all these other nations are against you, man. And you Israelites, you have to come to that realization that your Ishmaelite best friend is really your enemy, man. That he's a conniving motherfucking Ishmaelite, man. And don't ever trust the Ishmaelite. Ishmael is a demon.
Don't buy water from them.
Yeah, they fucking sell you piss water and make it look like it's water.
So your gasoline and shit. I'm gonna get this verse, Sirach 30 and 9. It says, conquer thy child, basically meaning like to be nice, being soft on him, like how she wants to be with her son, and he shall make thee afraid. And the word there, it says on the side, in the sidebar, astonished. It says, play with him, and he will bring thee to heaviness. Laugh not with him, lest thou have sorrow with him, and lest thou gnash thy teeth in the end. Why? Because if you bring up a little soft, weak, effeminate, you haven't taught them anything, little old boy, by the time he gets of age, he isn't going to be any type of man with integrity or honor. Alright, he ain't going to be of no benefit. He ain't going to be of no benefit to the household. He's going to be doing everything that is against Scripture. Alright, in which I'm going to get that account real quick I was talking about in Maccabees. It's actually the second chapter. Alright, so first Maccabees, Salakia, second chapter. I'll start at 64. This is what the father, Mattathias, some of the final words he gave to his sons, in which this would set in motion the whole rest of the book of the Maccabees. Alright, it says, wherefore you, in which, I'll just read. It says, wherefore you, my sons, be valiant, and show yourselves men in behalf of the law. And we today, we're not so, we follow the law, but we have to be valiant, through the Spirit, in the name of yahawah, bahasham, yahawashi. Back then all they had was the laws. Today we have yahawah, bahasham, yahawashi. Alright, nevertheless we still keep the laws. Alright, it says, wherefore you, my sons, be valiant, and show yourselves men in the behalf of the law, for by it you shall obtain glory. And behold, I know that your brother Simon is a man of counsel. Give ear unto him alway, and he shall be a father unto you. As for Judas Maccabeus, he hath been mighty and strong, even from his youth up, let him be your captain, and fight the battle of the people. Take also unto you all those that observe the law, and avenge ye the wrongs of your people. All right, so he's just giving further. He's just giving commandment. You know, he says what he was setting up those that are going to lead. All right, he said follow the law. He said avenge the wrong that has been done to you. Recompense fully the heathen, in which we know we can't fully fulfill all these things right now. That's what Yahawashi HaMashiach is for. But this is the proper mindset that you should be instilling, you know, amongst the brethren, and if you have children, inside of them. You know, don't be having them out here fucking people up in school, but let your child know who they are, that they're Israelite. Don't be, if you can control it, don't be putting no hot dogs in their mouth. Feed them according to the law. Let them know that they're the chosen and special, that they have an enemy that would like to completely get rid of them and only use them as a tool. All right, it says, take also unto you all those that observe the law, recompense fully the heathen, and take heed to the commandments of the law. So he blessed them and was gathered to his fathers. All right, and that's what and the Heavenly Father set it up because we weren't supposed to have it. You know, if all of our fathers were in our households, you know, when you look at our people, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans for all these last decades, and if we had all these things instilled in us, we wouldn't be that crouched lion right now. All right, so it shows you the power of knowing knowing your purpose, knowing who your enemy is. All right, knowing who your power is, having a father in the house. All these things are important, and when you detract from it, that's how you get this. That's how you get hoes running around shaking their ass, hoes getting in front of that bitch. Man, they was rioting. They was rioting. She gonna run in front of a middle of a riot, fires burning, throwing her ass in the air, man. That's how you get niggas rolling up, no respect, no love, killing each other, nothing. Oh, no snitching, nigga, I ain't snitching. All this shit, homosexual, everything. This is what happens when we do the opposite of what we should be doing.
This is Deuteronomy 4:32. For I ask now of the days that are past, which were before thee, seek the days the day that Yahawah created man upon the earth, and ask from the one side of heaven unto the other, whether there have been any such thing as this great thing is or has been heard like it. So we're supposed to seek, like the scripture says, seek the old path, man. And we're supposed to teach, like when we got delivered from Egypt, the Lord told us to teach our children from generation to generation what has happened, so they can be raised up to be righteous. Yeah, that's in the law. You're supposed to teach your child from generation to generation, man. Wow. Oh, and rise them up to be righteous men or women in the eyes of Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi. You're not supposed to just let everything get along with, just let everything go. You have to tell your people who the enemy is, man. You have to warn your people. Like, that's the point of the prophets, warning the people. Look, this dude's the enemy. Do not trust this guy. He will kill you. And if you go along and trust him and you get bit, like scripture say, who shall pity a snake charmer? That's why you can't feel bad for crocodile hunter. The nigga was hunting crocodiles. Of course something was going to kill him one day.
He got whacked by a stingray. Or was it manta ray or so one of the two? All them crocodiles that could have snapped him up, and he got that dart shot through his fucking torso.
Yep.
You fuck around and you get fucked up.
Yep, and you fuck around with Esau, Edom, you gonna get burned, man. You can't trust this man. All the harm that this man has done unto our nation, you can't trust him, man. Our nation has suffered complete and utter destruction at this man. And you white people, you Edomites, are our enemy. You may not like hearing that. You might hear, oh, I got black friends. Well, you know you don't. You are the devil, man. And your subconscious, you're using that, man, some way, somehow. And when all hell breaks loose, you're going to show yourself to be a true devil, man. You're going to show yourself to be Hellboy. Them horns is about to show. So don't trust this man. This man is not for your well-being. He's here to destroy you. The Lord Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi created him to be a whooping stick for the nation of Israel, so do not trust him. And you can't just let everything go. You can't just let this devil step on you until complete utter destruction. Okay. This is Isaiah 51, Isaiah 51 and verse 21. Therefore, hear now this afflicted and drunken, but not with wine. Thus saith the Lord Yahawah, bahasham yahawashi, the Lord Yahawah, bahasham yahawashi, and thy power that pleadest the cause of his people. Behold, I have taken out of thy hand the cup of trembling, even the dregs of my fury. Thou shalt no more drink it again, but I will put it into the hand of them that afflict thee, which have said to thy soul, bow down, that we may go over. And thou hadst laid thy body as the ground and as the street to them that went over. So we can't do that anymore, man. We have to stand up for righteousness, standing up for Yahawah, bahasham yahawashi. That don't mean go get some fucking guns and go fucking try to kill some Edomites because they killed Pookie and Ray Ray on the block on a stop a police check. That means just trusting in the Lord, man. Start standing up for righteousness. Stand up for the things which are right in the eyes of the Heavenly Father, so He can deliver us out of this captivity. We're the most broken down and defeated people on this planet, man. Them gutter rats in the land of Israel aren't the chosen people. They're not suffering as we're suffering. What hoods they got over there in Israel? When you see
they got us in the hood over there. That's the hood. They got us living by the nuclear plants and the fucking dumped uranium area. That's the hoods. They got only hoods.
It's Jake hoods.
God damn, man.
But the ones who say that they're the children of Israel, was they're Jewish, man. Where the rest of the tribes at? We're the only people on this planet going through what we're going through. And we are the true children of Yahawah, bahasham yahawashi. And now you know who your enemy is if you didn't know. It's everybody. Everybody's your fucking enemy, man. And the only one that for you is the men of Yahawah, bahasham yahawashi, if you believe in this truth in the Lord. And that's it. Yeah, you think else?
I said that.
So with that, we want to give all praises to Yahawah, bahasham yahawashi, bahasham quadash, the water Yahawah, bahasham yahawashi, for allowing us to do another video through the Spirit. The water Yahawah, bahasham yahawashi, for giving us His truth as worms. Double honors to our apostle elders at Great Millstone, and salutation and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom.
Shalom.
So like the brother was saying, man, you got to know who your enemy is, We are not just enemies with the entire world, that is those outside of Yashala, but 2/3 of our people are our enemy too. Because they've already befriended, just like he was saying, they've already befriended Esau. So they made us their enemy because we're coming against Esau. We're letting you know that these Caucasians, these so-called white people, and I'm not talking about Israelite foreigners here, I'm talking about these so-called white people, as they like to call themselves, even though there's nothing white or righteous about them, they're really red, are not your friends. And they've had a long time, best friends, BFF, all that shit, I see our people all the time hanging out with Esau, best friends with Esau. And that's just not, we're telling them who their enemy is. So, you've grown up in a world thinking that this man's your friend. You know how much fucking time I could have saved knowing that this was my enemy, knowing the whole reason why people were doing the shit that they were doing is because they were Edomites? If I would have known who the Edomites were, you think I would have even wasted my fucking time with them? But I can tell you this, throughout my lifetime, who I actually got along with, and you'd be quite surprised. Nah, I didn't get along with Ishmael that well. Got burned by them. Moabites? Nope. Ammonites? Nope. Surprisingly, Issachar in particularly, man, they pretty much, man, they've been my friends. Of course, Yahawah definitely been cool with them. Hey, man, if I were to run into any of them that I knew growing up, man, and they knew my situation, they would put me up for sure. I'm a brother. That's how I've been treated. And the same thing with the, tribe of Issachar and then of course Gad. Those are the people that actually were friendly to me, throughout my growing up. Well, now there's a reason for that, You know, all these Edomites that I thought were my friends and all that, they all fucking burned me. You know? But, you know, I named some of the others, you know? Now, I'm not saying that I hadn't gotten into it. I mean, shit, man, when you're a kid, you get into fights for lots of reasons and all that. But, you know, I'll tell you a funny story about Issachar, and particularly a guy by the name of Tommy. Well, I got involved in something else. You know, I was getting into the middle of his business. Now, me and him had always been cool, but I decided to step in for a guy who was Portuguese, which is really an Edomite, you know, and I decided to get in the middle of that. He fucking punched me in the mouth, and I was bleeding really hard. And then after that was over with, he says, look, he says, you and I have always been cool. But you fucking got yourself involved in something that had nothing to do with you. You and I have never had any qualms, so I'm just going to put it to you like this, man. As far as I'm concerned, we're cool, but you don't fuck with me, I don't fuck with you. And we're going to be all right. Well, there you go. We never got into it again. There was a line that was drawn, you know. You know how many times I've defended the Edomite, not knowing that the Edomite was my enemy? I could have saved myself a lot of trouble if I would have known that the Edomites were my enemies. Now, that's kind of hard if you're an Israelite foreigner. One parent's an Israelite. He doesn't even know he's an Israelite. And then your mother happens to be an Edomite, in my case. So, you know, growing up mixed, you know, among that. But, man, if I would have known who my enemies were, I would have saved myself a lot of time. So that being said, we being the fathers, especially the next generation, raising children now, we have to let them know who our enemy is, just like the brothers were saying, man. They're going to save themselves a whole lot of trouble. And that's just what we're trying to do here is we're trying to, you know, we weren't raised knowing who our enemies were, but now we have a chance, you know, for those of us that are fathers, you know, that do have children. We're going to raise them up right, you know. And that's what Esau doesn't like, is that now he's exposed, and, you know, we now have this word. And the testimonies, we're sharing our testimonies via YouTube. And he doesn't like it. That's why he's about to take it down. And we're all going to be tried. I mean, we were already gold to begin with. You know, the fire itself doesn't make the gold. The fire just happens to strengthen it. And that's just it. We're all going to face that, you know. Like another brother commented on my previous videos. He had already gone through the same thing 3 months ago. But now he's up and he's running again. So I know I'll get through this. You know, if I didn't have the faith in Yahawah, bahasham, yahawashi, you know, I would have nothing. You know, this whole place, man, is nothing but Sodom and Egypt, you know. And, well, nonetheless, though, we do have the faith in Yahawah, bahasham, yahawashi, bahasham, or quadash. And we're going to see things. So I'm going to switch back to the screencast-o-matic, and also Esau is starting shit in Iraq as well. You know, been staging protests there, been doing his shit in Hong Kong. Like I said, they're not even covering the fires anymore. But this place was burning, and you can best believe Rothschild plans more PG&E cutoffs. You know, they have a plan to burn California. It's a downsizing event to get ID 2020 on the roll. All right, now switching over to the screencast.
There are reports tonight of injuries among protesters in Iraq after Iraqi protesters attacked the Iranian consulate in Karbala, Iraq. It is the latest incident in protests in Iraq, which have now been taking place for over a month and have been quite violent. I believe hundreds of people are reported to have died, and definitely are reported to have been injured.
Definitely a Mossad operation.
And so we want to bring you an update on the situation in Karbala, but also give you an update on the Iraq protests. We're also going to be taking your comments on the air, so you can write to me during the broadcast. At Lookner is where you can reach me, at Lookner on Twitter. Write to me with your comments and your questions. And thanks to our moderators, we have Becky Scarlett and Mark Helt. There was one I saw before, which was like people being taken away. Oh, by the way, this is, before I show you that, here's more video. You can see this is from Al-Hara News, protesters besiege Iranian consulate in Karbala. So we keep seeing different videos of that building, that complex being besieged, attacked by protesters. Same building as in the other.
And that's at least the flock drawing them out into this
and
war, because they won a war with Persia. Persia was the last one on the list.
Let's see. Iraq flag. I can't tell if that's the Iraqi flag being thrown in that video. It's like a maybe. And this is video of people appearing to scale the wall of the consulate building. Now, right.
And that's just it. You heard them say Saddam Hussein, which we know Saddam Hussein was a puppet of the United States, and their job was to make war against Iran.
You hear about protests. They're protesting against a specific leader or a specific government. That's not what's going on in Iraq and Lebanon right now. In Iraq and Lebanon, they're protesting against the way the system is, the way the government is set up, the type of government they have, the way. So, like in Lebanon, they're protesting against this sectarian system that awards certain parts of the government, certain seats in parliament, I believe it is, and certain positions of government to Sunnis get some, Shia get some, Christians get some. That's the way the government's been there since the 1940s. But people are against the way the government is basically set up, and they want a deep change in that. So it's not just the leaders. And
that's basically what the West always says, and they create these insurgencies. So it sounds like he's all for what's going on. So these ain't normal protests. This is a Mossad operation, but that's kind of what's going on. About the consulate that was destroyed in Karbala. And of course we know that that's Mossad because, of course, Amalek is behind all this. At least the flock drawing them out into this war.
Shalom Akim. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, bahasham, yahawashi, bahasham, quadash. Alright, the Heavenly Father's name and the Son's name in the Hebrew. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone that rule well and taught me this word. Shalom to the hopeful elect that's scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, preaching the word in truth and in sincerity. Alright. Shalom to 1/3 of the nation of Israel. They're going to believe and receive salvation through the spirit and power of Yahawah bahasham yahawashi. I want to say the water Yahawah bahasham yahawashi for, putting in my spirit to do a lesson. My name is a warrior from the Seek the Way camp out in Modesto. Lord willing, you can hear me good. Talking into this microphone. I do a lot of meditating, and sometimes thoughts come into your head, sometimes thoughts come into my head, and it kind of leads to a whole full-blown meditation on things, and and you see things. The one thing that they used to call the prophets, when you read in the book of Samuel, they were called seers. They would get visions from Yahawah bahasham yahawashi. When we read these scriptures, we actually see things. We actually can envision these things on a super high level, man. And these are very high times that we're in. You know, these are very high level times that we're in. So I want to start off by going into Romans, the 13th chapter, real quick. So Romans, starting at the 11th verse. So Romans 13 and 11. It says, and knowing that, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. So even from back then, you know, salvation is much nearer than when we believed. If you understand reincarnation, you know that if you're doing this work now, you were doing this work back then. You know, you're in your same lot. You know, yahawashi predestinated the elect from the foundations of the earth to receive the mysteries of the gospel, all right, and to receive faith and spiritual gifts, things like that. So this is very high level of spirituality to be able to understand these things. It's a very high time that we're in, all right, high time to wake out of sleep because salvation is near, all right. See, we actually believe the things that we're speaking about. We're not like these Christians just blowing smoke, man. All right, because that's what these Christians do. They just blow smoke. All right, but we actually see that day approaching. We actually see the prophecies coming to pass. We actually see the vision. All right. Yahawashi is getting ready to magnify and glorify his name and magnify and glorify his people, the Israelites, man. All right. The servants of yahawashi, all right, the true servants, okay, which are the Israelites, you know, that believe in yahawashi and are keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of their ability and striving for perfection and striving for salvation, you know, in this present wicked world, where the knowledge of yahawashi is absent. You know, but there's a high level of righteousness being pushed out into the world through the servants of yahawashi. All right, because of the different revelations and gifts through the Spirit, you know, that the servants of yahawashi, the prophets, receive. You know, and we're able to push our understanding out into the world. You know, so this is a very high time because these things that we talk about, the things that are contained within the scriptures, these things are actually going to happen. We're not just blowing smoke, man. All right, we're not out here just beating the air. You know, it's like Paul said. You know, I ain't out here just fighting the air, man. So that we ain't doing that either. We ain't out here just huffing and puffing, you know, like the big bad wolf. The things that we speak about contained within the scriptures are actually going to come to pass. That's why you see these so-called UFOs, you know, making themselves known. That's why you see all these different prophecies that's coming to pass. All these things are actually happening. You know, when you go into the book of Habakkuk, talks about that the prophecies are going to speak and they're not going to lie. And so that's what you see happening. You see, you know, different things is contained within the Bible actually coming to pass. And so yahawashi basically speaking for himself, man. You know, and the prophets see these things coming to pass. If we know the actual truth, we know what's really going down. These Christians, they have no idea what's actually going down. Okay? Satan comes to you as an angel of light, so they, you know, they may have a form of godliness. You know, they preach out of the Bible. Some of them go into certain prophecies and things like that, but they really don't have a proper understanding of what they're actually talking about. It says the night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light. Yeah, the night is far spent, and you sleep in the night. Okay, it's dark at night. Yeah, we're meant to be candles that are lit up. They give light to the world, man. And the elect are gonna find that light. All right. We are the light of the Gentiles, man. So let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envying, but put ye on the Lord Yahawashi Mashiach, and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. Well, because there's a certain way that you have to be walking in order for Yahweh Bashem Yahawashi to sub with you. All right. Because if your intentions are off, then the Lord's not going to be dealing with you, man. You have to come in the correctness of the Spirit in order for the Lord to deal with you, in order for you to receive faith and different gifts, these different spiritual gifts. All right? Because faith is a gift, as it tells you in the book of Ephesians. All right, faith is a gift, but you're not going to receive that gift if you're not walking in the Spirit. Okay, what is that? It's in Romans 8. This is so Romans 8:4 says that the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the Spirit, the things of the Spirit. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Because the carnal mind is enmity against the Most High, for it is not subject to the law of the Most High, neither indeed can be. So if you got a carnal mind, if you're self-willed, the Lord can't deal with you, man, because your mind isn't on spiritual things. Your mind is on carnal things, man. You're not thinking spiritually. All right, because being spiritual, that's part of the law. All right, it tells you in the scriptures about the law of faith. Okay, so having faith, that's part of the law. All right. So the point being is that, we're not going to be here forever. These things that we're talking about, these things are actually going to happen. Okay. Yahweh Yahawashi is going to return very soon with the Lord, with the chariots. All right, with the chariots of Israel. And that's what we're looking for. There's going to be a time when Yahweh Yahawashi is going to shake this place up. The Lord said he's going to shake this place up, man. Okay? And we see that time coming very soon. The Lord is getting ready to come visit this place, man. 2 Ezra 9:1, he answered me then, it said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So all these things are happening now, and it's spiritual. It's all spiritual. That's how the Lord is visiting the earth, with uproars of the people. People fighting against their government, rebelling against their government, man. The whole infrastructure of the world is breaking down. Yahweh Bashem Yahawashi is judging the world presently. And so we see these things. That's why we're out there telling you, the truth. Yahweh Bashem Yahawashi has us out there speaking the truth, man. Like I said, we're standing in our lot. But the salvation is coming. You're not gonna, we ain't gonna be here too much longer, man. We ain't gonna be here forever. That's why you gotta rest assured. Have that peace of mind that we're just pilgrims here. We're just pilgrims on this earth, man. We're not from here. This isn't our world. That's why it says we're dead. We're dead in yahawashi, man. We have no place in this world. All right, because we're not of this world. We're of another fashion. We're of another design, man. We're not like these other people. All right. We were once in the world, but Yahawah took us out of this world. Now we're dead to this world, man. We don't want to live here. We don't want to be here. All right. We hate this place, man. All right. We're just waiting for Yahawah to destroy it. And Lord willing, get us out of here so that righteousness can reign in the earth. All this madness will be passed away. All right, and the Israelites are going to rule in righteousness upon the earth. All these things are going to happen, man. You're going to see the chariots. You're going to see yahawashi come in a so-called UFO that's going to overshadow the entire earth, and he's going to be riding upon it. And with him are going to be thousands of chariots, man. All right, and the Lord's going to do serious damage to the planet. All right. This is 2 Peter 3:10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise. So that means at any moment the economy could collapse. At any moment the entire world can go into an economic disaster. And all these different nations' monetary systems will collapse, and they'll implement martial law in all these different countries, including America, in order to subdue the population and put microchips in them, man. World War III is going to break out. This stuff is all judgment that's coming from Yahweh. This is all signs of the Lord's return, man. We're not just blowing smoke, man. These things are actually going to happen. If you call yourself an Israelite and you think this is just something to do, you're gravely mistaken, man. These things are real. All right, Yahawah is looking for faith on the earth. He's looking for those servants that believe in him. He's not looking for people that don't believe. It tells you I believe it's in Corinthians. It tells you that after take heed, because after he had brought the Israelites out of Egypt, he destroyed the ones that didn't believe. And that new Exodus is coming. Yahweh is going to destroy those that don't believe. So this is a high time that we're living in. This is a high level of faith that you're supposed to have. And this thing could go down at any time. It's not going to come upon us as a thief in the night, because we know it's coming. We see all the signs. We're watching. We see all these different political analyzers and economic analyzers that are talking about a recession, a collapse. We see all the things that's going on, between these different world leaders, these different characters on the world stage. We know what the elites are about. We know all these things. We know it could happen at any moment. So it's not going to come as a surprise to us. It's not going to be a slap in the face. We're looking for this. All right. 2 Peter 3:10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. All right. So the day of destruction is coming. All right. America is going to be destroyed. It says in the scriptures to spare no arrows. That means that all these nations are going to lob everything that they got at America. America is going to shoot off its missiles at all these different countries as well. But America is going to be totally annihilated. And then while these nuclear missiles are being shot off all around the world. You know, yahawashi is going to come with the thousands, with the hosts of heaven, man. And it's gonna fucking sear the earth, man, with concentrated fire. All right, yahawashi is coming with his chariots like a whirlwind. All right, and he's going to laser beam the earth, man. You know, it says 2 Peter 3:11, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought you to be in all holy conversation and godliness, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of yahawashi, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. Okay. It says, wherefore, beloved, seeing that you look for such things, be diligent that you may be found of him in peace, without spot and blameless. Right? And so that's why it says to cast off the works of darkness, man, so that you do repent, you know, and get yourself right, so that you could be found in favor. All right? And not just, you know, the Lord just come and then you still in your filthiness, man. You know, we're filthy rags, but at the same time, we're also supposed to be destroying that old man. Otherwise, that old man is going to destroy you. Okay? Or get you destroyed, I should say. Yahawashi, he's coming with the destruction. He's coming with the chariots and with those weapons of his indignation, in which he's going to burn the earth with fire, man. It says he's going to burn all the sinners of his people up, man. He's going to burn the wicked of the world with that righteous indignation, with that fire, with the chariots and these nuclear missiles. Because them chariots, they're going to fall with violence upon the earth, man. All right? It tells you that in the scriptures. Them chariots is coming to burn the earth too. All right? And the chariots will do more damage than the damn missiles will. All right? Yahawashi, he's coming with fury, man. Great wrath. You know? So what manner of persons ought we to be, you know? So we got to make sure that we get it together and look for righteousness, man. You know, be that righteousness. Be that light that walks in the darkness, man. You know. Anyways, this is the Wadiyah by Shai for allowing me to do this lesson. You know, Lord willing, was edifying. You know, I had a good time doing this little impromptu. It lifted up my spirit to do this. So Lord willing, it lifts up yours if you watch it. Yeah, all these things are going to come to pass. All right, we're not just blowing smoke. These things are going to happen. All right, and Yahawashi is going to guide you, and he's going to be with you. You know, but you got to believe. You know, pray to Yahawashi and do the things that's contained within the scriptures that tells you to do, so that you can be found in favor. You know, because it tells you in the scriptures, when the Lord returns, shall he find faith on the earth, man. So be that light, you know. Be that light. You know. So I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawashi, you know, the Wadi Yahawashi, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. They ruled well and taught me this truth. You know, blessings unto them. And peace, love, and blessings, shalom to the hopeful elect, and the 1/3 that's scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. You know, pushing the word in truth and in sincerity, and the 1/3 that's going to believe and be saved for that belief. You know, call Allah Yahawashi bahasham quadash. All right, shalom.
So that just leads me here, you know, pretty much though they were asking Yahawashi, you know, well, I'll just go ahead and read it. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming? And of the end of the world, you know, end of whose world? End of Esau's world, the end of our captivity. When will this happen? You know, they were asking, you know. Because these same Edomites were out back then, you know, under the Roman Empire. So they were like, well, what's going to be the end of this Roman Empire? What's going to be the end of these Edomites? you know. And yahawashi answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am anointed, and shall deceive many. You know, a lot of people are going to claim that they have the truth. You know, they're going to say that they're the anointed one. And you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. You're seeing uproars of the people. You're seeing protests being staged everywhere. And you're starting to see actual war, you know, like the war on Yemen, the war against Syria, the Operation Syrian oil fields, and just the whole war against Syria altogether. For nation shall rise against nation. We're seeing that. And kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. We're seeing all of that. All these are the beginning of sorrows. They shall deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Well, happening now, man, you know, but in particular, this dealing with the martial law, which is right around the corner. You know, that PG&E has been shutting off the power to get people in an uproar, so that way those Freemasons that they call cops can shoot at us. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. Again, many of these people that pretend to be our friends or whatever, they're going to deliver us up to them fucking cops, man. You know, and many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. We're seeing that come up all the time, you know. And what makes a false prophet, a false testimony, besides Christianity, which we have definitely disproved all deceptions of the Christianity, which is no longer there. But you've got a lot of people among us, you know, that just let in little doctrines here and there that not all Edomites will be destroyed, not all, that these should be joint heirs, you know, or that the mark of the beast is Christianity, you know, just all kinds of things, and shall deceive many, because a lot of people do believe these other groups. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. A lot of these people, you know, who used to be a part of One West, did wax cold and started to teach other doctrines. But he that shall endure to the end, the same shall be saved. Again, you know, we have to endure to this very end. And the gospel of this kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then the end shall come. Well, we definitely know that this has reached the other side of the world, you know, and we know that the end is coming. Esau knows this too. And that's why they're going to deliver us up to be afflicted, being afflicted right now, and shall kill you. And you shall be hated for all nations, for my name's sake. Yeah, because we have the testimony of yahawah, bahasham, yahawashi. You know, we're the most hated of all. So, I hope all this has been edifying. Like everything else, though, until the next one, we'll let another video play, and, just pray that I find a place real soon, and that I can just hold out. You know, if I can just hold out till January 3rd, I will have enough time to save enough to get my next place. You know, and the information's down below. If you want to contribute, you don't have to. You know, and like everything else, though, you know, this gospel has reached the four quarters of the earth, so it's just now time. So for that, I want to say barak the yahawah, barak the yahawashi, bahasham quadash, wa abal babal, brakatum yehopolek, shalom.
Shalom. Apostle Har coming back at you with this truth, giving all praise to Yahawah, bahasham, yahawashi, bahasham quadash. I'm going to put this up raw. Anyway, this is a video. The title of the video is Priest Yachanan Fat Albert cooning for Esau repost, and this is put up by Yahawah's Camp, Raleigh, NC, North Carolina. And this is 40 minutes, almost 41 minutes in, and I don't know how much I'm gonna go into this video, but the individual standing on the left of your screen, he's basically an apologist for Esau. The biggest apologists for Esau are our own people. Now the priest Yachanan is his title that's speaking. He's going to say how the so-called Europeans, the white man Esau, is going to slavery, and this guy says it's not about that. So let's see what the scriptures say, but let's listen to this.
Yet say ye, wherein hast thou loved us?
And we say, well, where have y'all loved us, Father? Because we catch a lot of hell and the things that we're going through. Read.
Was not Esau Jacob's brother?
Esau was Jacob's brother. Esau is the biblical.
He doesn't want to hear that. He doesn't believe that Esau is a so-called white man. He believes that the so-called white man can make it. Let's listen on.
Name the anthropology and research of the so-called white man. He's known as the Edomites or Esau. Read.
Said the Lord.
Come on.
Yet I love Jacob.
I love who?
Jacob.
Let's see what else it says.
And I hated Esau.
Most I said he hated Esau. So that's a descendant of people, the so-called Europeans. So that's why we're talking about the white man, because the Most High hate him. I don't hate him because I hate him. I hate him because the Most High hates him. So what's the gospel y'all like? That's cool. It says the gospel. What's the word gospel mean? It's the truth. The truth. I'm gonna show you. Read what you got. Give me Psalm 119 verse 1.
And I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness.
So he weighed their whole lineage waste. So the so-called European got a judgment day coming, just like we had judgment. When we were brought over here on cargo slave ship, and all of our people went through slavery, that was our judgment. It is. We're gonna show you because he's great.
Now, as soon as he said that Esau, the European, has a judgment coming, this guy on the left said it's not about that. Well, it is about it, because the first thing he asked him was, what are you teaching? And he said the gospel. He said, what is the gospel? He said the gospel is the truth that comes out of the scriptures. So he maintains that it's not about going into captivity. Well, there's several scriptures on that. One scripture I'll go to that comes to mind. Let's go to Revelation. Since we're in Revelation 13, 9 and 10. It says, if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So let's break that down. 10th verse. He that leadeth into captivity. What does that mean? It means if someone puts another person, or some nation puts another nation into captivity, they're going to have to pay by going into captivity. How did we as a people get over here? We were dragged over here pretty much against our will to serve the so-called white man. And why did the so-called white man do that, which we teach that they're Edomites? Is because they didn't want to go out there and work. They wanted to have people work and not have to pay them. Now you have a term called slave wages, where they pay you just enough to live on, to come, just enough for you to come back to work. But back then they had a gun train on your head, or they had they would hang you, they would whip you. So that was forced labor, which is called slavery or captivity. Let's look up the word captivity. See, this man doesn't want to face the truth. So he's saying Esau is done away with. Gentiles can make it. Other nations can make it. They're trying to take the scriptures and pull out the scriptures that condemn them. Captivity, right? G 161. Okay, it simply means captivity. The word there from the Greek,
Strong's G 161, achmalosia. Achmalosia.
achmalosia, which means captivity. Now let me go to the root. What does the root say? It says a captive. Let's go to the root of that word. Helosis. A catching, capture, to be taken. Let's go to the next root word. To take for oneself, to prefer, choose, to choose, by vote, elect to office.
Strong's G 142, iro. Iro.
Okay, it means to basically take away. So now let's go back. Let's backtrack. See, Esau doesn't want to pay. They committed this wickedness, and they may say, well, that was our foreparents. They might admit to it and say, well, that was our foreparents. Well, there's a thing called reincarnation that's spoken of in the scriptures, that you're going to have to pay for what your forefathers did. So if you're an Edomite, you're definitely going into slavery. That's why these Edomites are fighting so hard to really come against the one Westers, as they call us. They're not going against non-messianic Hebrews or Hebrews that teach that Gentiles can be accepted. They're coming against the ones that teach what we teach, the fact that Esau's got to pay. It said Revelation 13 verse 10, he that leaves in the captivity shall go into captivity. So anyone that leaves somebody else in captivity, they're going to have to pay by going into captivity. If a nation leaves another nation in captivity, that nation that were captive by the other nation that are on top, that are the masses, the other nation is going to be the masses over them. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So the saints are who? Bear with me for a minute. I had to step out for a minute, but anyway, I'm gonna look up the word saints. G40.
Strong's G40, hagios. Hagios.
Hagios. It means most holy thing, a saint. Now let me see what it says in the Hebrew. Okay, it says here, Okay, the word here is quadash. Let me do this. Let me do it this way. You know what? Let me do it this way. Let me put in the word saint. Yeah, saints. Okay, it says Psalms 106 verse 16. They envied Moses also in the camp, and Aaron the saint of the Lord. Daniel 8 verse 13. Then I heard one saint speaking and another saint. Now this word saint means holy. Let's click on that. Okay, it was the actual word. I knew it was going to be that. I couldn't copy and paste it. The word there for saint in the Hebrew in the Old Testament is quadash. Quadash. Which the root is quadash. And quadash means, well, let's look up quadash. It means sacred, holy, holy one, saint, set apart, meaning eclectic. So who are the saints? Who are the saints of the Most High? The Israelites. Okay, it says Exodus 19 verse 6, and ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and an holy nation. And that's H6918, which goes back to the word saints. So who is this holy nation? These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. Okay, this says Leviticus 11 verse 45. For I am Yahawah that bringeth you up out of the land of Egypt to be your power. Ye shall therefore be holy. He's talking to the children of Israel. He brought them up out of the land of Egypt. And where did he place them? In the wilderness. To do what? To give them the law, statutes, and commandments. Why? Because they're a holy, chosen people of the Most High. To be your power, ye shall therefore be holy. H6918, which means saints, for I am holy. So the word saint means, holy, righteous. It says here in Psalms, I believe that's 148. Psalms 148. In the 14th verse, I want to start from the 13th verse. Let them praise the name of Yahawah, for his name alone is excellent. His glory is above the earth and heaven. he also exalteth or raise up the horn of his people, the praise of all his saints, even of the children of Israel, a people near unto him. Praise ye Yahawah. So who are the saints? Those are the Israelites. Now when we go back to Revelation 13 and 10, and there's no way you can break this scripture down other than the way I'm breaking it down. It's self-explanatory. It says, he that leaveth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Who are the saints? Israelites. Why do you say here is the patience and the faith of the saints?